Republican Congressman Chris Stewart of Utah, member of the House Intelligence Committee, House Appropriations Committee, and the new subcommittee on government weaponization. Great to have you in focus.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Let's start here. On this issue in particular, the Biden administration, it would seem, Congressman, is about as transparent as Elmer's glue. Why is that? Why can't we have at least some answers?
Well, and so, yeah, they're going to brief the Senate and they're going to brief the House a little later on, but they need to brief the American people. But remember, Harris, they started out with this entire episode never intending to tell the American people what they knew. And that was what they knew was a Chinese surveillance plane or balloon that was traversing our nation. They didn't intend to ever tell us that. And in fact, they were so intent on that they were expected Secretary Blinken to still go to China while a Chinese surveillance balloon is over our mainland. And it wasn't until the media finally reported it that they had to deal with it. They've been secretive about this the entire time, and it leads to so much wild speculation. For heaven's sakes, just tell us what you know.
I want to take a look now at the press secretary for the White House, Karine Jean-Pierre, because she was very dismissive. Watch.
I know there have been questions and concerns about this, but there is no indication of aliens or extraterrestrial activity with these recent takedowns. It was important for us to say that from here because we've been hearing a lot about it. I'm not.
Would you tell us?
I'm just, I loved E.T., the movie, but I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay, she does realize that this is an issue of national security. We need serious people. Congressman, a new op-ed with this headline, Team Biden needs to explain what the hell is going on. That's a quote. And another calls the extraterrestrial talk a distraction. House Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Michael McCall explained it this way.
In Montana, the Triad site, air, land, and sea nuclear weapons in Omaha, this spy balloon went over our Strategic Command, which is our most sensitive nuclear site. It was so sensitive that President Bush was taken there after 9/11. If you look at the flight pattern of the balloon, it tells a story as to what the Chinese were up to as they controlled this aircraft throughout the United States. Going over those sites, in my judgment, would cause great damage.
House Intel Committee member, Congressman, what can you tell us?
Well, once again, they have botched this from the very beginning, so they want to minimize it if they can. But here's what we know. They knew that this Chinese surveillance balloon was coming over our mainland. They did not tell us. They expected to continue the secretary's visit. And this thing loitered over our country, as you've indicated here with your previous interviews, over very, very sensitive military and other installations. They said that while it was over us, they were able to jam it, that it wasn't conveying any information back to China. That's nonsense. There's no way in the world that they know if they were able to do that. And so once having done that, they decided we have to do something, therefore we'll shoot it down. Why weren't they more honest in the beginning? And why is it our policy that we won't allow a Chinese spy balloon to enter our airspace? Now to these other incidences, there's so much uncertainty about it. So you have actually serious people. The general, for example, has to say, yeah, we're not ruling out that it's an alien. Well, we know that it's not. But the uncertainty and the lack of information leads to just great speculation.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They're playing games with us. And shooting stuff out of the sky. So I'm at the Super Bowl over the weekend, and I'm reading about how our military has missed one of the objects with one of the missiles. I'm not seeing any reports. Where'd the first missile go?
Yeah. Well, and they're valuable missiles, and there's also highly classified information on those missiles, of course.
Yeah.
And
so where is it? Do we know?
Incident.
I mean, is that something that the House Intel is going to get to the bottom of? I mean, it took them 2 missiles to shoot it down. They missed with the first. I think that's a fair question.
Well, it seems like a fair question, but you ask, will we get to the bottom of it? Probably not, at least not in a timely manner, if they follow the same pattern that they've been following for the last 10 days now.
All right, Congressman, we've got a little bit of breaking news. I'm hoping you can sit by with us. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana is talking about this very subject. Let's watch.
We don't know what they are. What's different about the last 2 weeks is that we've started shooting them down. But we can't find the remnants, except for the spy balloon. And that's what I took away from the hearing today.
When you said this has been happening many times,
They're lost. They can't find them. The remnants are in very difficult terrain, low temperatures, lots of inclement weather, and they're looking, but they haven't been able to find them, except for these spy balloons.
When you say that there's been many...
address the nation?
Well, I think that given where we are and the impression that this is some sort of circumstances that's happened in the last couple of weeks, I think at a minimum our director of national intelligence should go in front of the American people and explain what we know, what we don't know, without divulging any classified information. But it's clear to me this is not a recent phenomenon.
Then why do you think the administration waited until now to start bringing this to light if this has been happening?
I don't know.
Roger Marshall said he feels it's like a fear-mongering, it's intentional fear-mongering.
I don't know. I just know that going into the last two hearings, I had the impression that this was something that had happened over the last 2 weeks, and that's not accurate. This has been going on a long time.
Did they give an explanation as to why they're shooting them down now? Why
Nope,
they're deciding?
they did not.
Yeah, some are saying that it's a wagging of the dog to improve approval ratings.
I don't care to speculate on that. I just know that we need some more transparency. I understand the need for national security secrets, but now that this cow is out of the barn, the president and the director of national intelligence needs to address it. They need to explain to the American people.
And that is exactly, Congressman, what you have been talking about. Like, we are way beyond the point now where we can ignore this. And those senators had just finished their briefing. So this would be 2 and less than a week after we waited 12 days to get the first one last week. It didn't feel like we learned much, at least that Senator Kennedy could tell us.
Yeah. Well, and there's some questions that we may not know the answers to, but this is such a good example, Harris, of this idea that the more information you provide people, the better it is.
Yes.
The American people aren't foolish, they're not stupid, and they're not children. You can talk to them in a realistic and a frank manner and say, look, we should have intercepted this Chinese spy balloon, but here's the repercussions of that. Regarding these other balloons, here's the unanswered questions. These are the things that we do know. Just tell people, because if you don't, it leads to this wild speculation, including a lot of it that blows back on the administration in not a favorable manner and not a positive manner. You do get people wondering, well, what else are they trying to hide? Or is this a tail wagging the dog? Is it just a political diversion?
And the bigger question for all of us with national security in mind is what our enemies must be thinking. While we literally either don't know what to say at the top, and it would certainly sound that way at times, silence feels that way. Your last thought.
Well, once again, what do you think how do you think Chinese leadership is reacting to this? They're surely laughing their heads off over this. And what, as they watch the political dynamics play out here in the U.S., one last thought, Faulkner, very important for us, to go back and to look at the original balloon and to understand their surveillance capability and to know what information they collected on these very important and very sensitive military sites.
Wow. I mean, and we still don't know if there's any connection with these other objects. I mean, I know the Biden administration would like us to look to the sky and think about little green men walking around, because that's a convenient Disney-like narrative.
Distraction.
Yeah, definitely. Great to have you in focus today. Thanks for hanging through the breaking news there as the Senate was briefed. Congressman Stewart of the great state of Utah.
Again, Ms. Faulkner, thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.